Alright, so it's no secret that I love monster movies. I absolutely love the Godzilla franchise. As a matter of fact, I've watched every single Godzilla movie.
Except the third one in the anime trilogy. That trilogy sucked cock, I'm not even gonna lie to you.
But another monster movie franchise that I love is King Kong. Ah yes, the eighth wonder of the world, the giant down bad monkey. Who doesn't know about the colossal Les Bennis movies?
No, seriously, who doesn't?
For anyone that, whatever reason, doesn't know, the classic story goes a little something like this. A movie director, his cast, and ship crew go on a sail to a mysterious island hardly anyone's heard of to film a movie. During the trip to Skull Island, the main lead, Darrow, gets captured by the natives of the island to be sacrificed for their deity, King Kong. So the crew goes on a journey through the dangerous prehistoric island to save Anne from Kong, who ends up actually forming a bond with Kong, only for him to get captured by the crew so he can be taken to New York as an attraction. At the show, Kong breaks free and rampages through New York with a yet again captured Anne. He climbs the Empire State Building, gets shot down by planes, falls, wants beauty, he'll kill the beast, and roll credits. Whether it's the original 1933 RKO masterpiece, the Midashel De Laurentiis remake, the amazing 2005 Peter Jackson retelling, any of the spin-offs like the Toho and Monsterverse films, or the sequels to some of those movies, everyone has at least seen one of these movies and cherished them for one reason or another. Maybe it's the story in the films, the stop motion done by Willis O'Brien in the original, the special effects of Eiji Tsuburaya in the Toho movies, or maybe Peter Jackson's vision in the 2005 version. Personally, I love the stop motion in the original, as it was a source of inspiration whenever I made stop motions. Do you know what else I love?
Musical theater.
Nah, just playing, that shit's lame. Okay, I may be lying just a little because I did used to do theater in high school and found it pretty based. They're very hit or miss. I mean, for every good musical, there's like 10 shitty ones. And when I mean shitty, I mean straight up shitty. Like, I'm not gonna go watch fucking, I don't know, Matilda the musical. But Paul, you gotta watch Hamilton! It's so good!
No, it's not.
But Paul, dear Evan Hansen.
Loser! You're a loser!
The ones for the most part that don't miss are Disney musicals, whether it's on stage or animated. When I think of musicals, the first thing that comes to mind is how fucking corny musicals are sometimes.
What's inside?
No. The nut.
What? It's a box?
The nut.
A box of
nut.
That's ridiculous. You can't put a box.
The blood.
But the second thing is the Disney Renaissance. You know, movies like The Lion King, Aladdin, Little Mermaid, and my favorite being Beauty and the Beast. During the Renaissance, everyone and their dead grandmas wanted some of that animated musical action, with some examples being Box's Anastasia and Prince of Egypt by DreamWorks. Then there were the ones that felt like shitty cash grabs, like Swan Princess and that shockingly terrible Titanic musical with the rapping dog.
You know there's something you should know, so I'm gonna tell you so.
Now you might be wondering,
Paul, what in the absolute flying monkey funk does this have to do with King Kong? Aren't you like a dinosaur guy and not some Disney Renaissance cockrider?
and you know what? You're absolutely right, one viewer, because that actually brings us to today's topic. Did you know that an animated musical about King Kong was made in 1998? At first glance, the idea of King Kong being made into an animated musical sounds perfect. Imagine all the cool stuff from peak Disney musicals that the film could have. Imagine if Disney made it itself, during the height or at least the final years of the Renaissance. I could go on for hours about what I could see in a King Kong animated musical, but this guy already did that. But now, I gotta talk about the big picture in the room. So remember how I said there were the shitty cash grabs? This movie is tragically one of those. The movie I'm talking about today is, this one, and, Kong looks a little too excited to see Our Lady in the poster art. The movie is a direct-to-video film, which is already a bad sign, and the movie has a runtime of 1 hour and 13 minutes. I don't think you can tell the King Kong story within that time frame. I mean, it's not like the original was that long either. It was like 1 hour and 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So maybe I'm just overreacting. Oh, this movie's gonna be such a treat. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Atrox and welcome to the channel. Today, we're gonna be looking at The Mighty Kong. The movie oddly starts on Skull Island, which isn't a bad idea. I actually think it's a pretty unique idea on paper. But the problem is, it's executed very poorly. Just like the rest of this movie. I can hardly process anything that's happening, and the title card has a blink or you'll miss it moment. All the other Kong movies had this grandiose title card, but nope, not this one. This one already wants us to know what we're getting ourselves into. There's a scene of a native girl being sacrificed, and it's insanely rushed. Like, what the hell is happening? They show Kong already? What the deuce? How are you gonna show Kong off already? Kong is supposed to be built up as a whole ass ambiguity. He's literally some sort of god to the natives. Okay. Let's say Kong was shown early. Don't you think he should be obscured in some sort of way? Maybe a shadow casting over the native girl? Or maybe just a silhouette of Kong? Also, the scene should have a suspenseful build-up, not just some rushed glob of animation. Take Jurassic World Kingdom, for example.
Take Jurassic World Kingdom, for example.
Take Jurassic World Kingdom, for example. Take Jurassic World Kingdom, for example. Take Jurassic World Kingdom, for example. Take Jurassic World Kingdom, for example.
Take Jurassic World Kingdom, for example.
The movie starts off with the T-Rex right off the bat, but it's built up until she's shown. Whatever, that movie isn't very good either. So after that underwhelming scene, we now actually cut to New York City like how it should have been introduced. We're shown the ship crew loading everything onto the SS Venture. The SS Wanderer?
SS Java Queen.
Oh, the SS, Java Queen. My bad.
Where are we bound, anyway?
Nowhere's decent. Not with this cargo.
I got a bad feeling.
I just love how everyone has some sort of accent on the ship. You think they'd have some sort of New York accent, but some have an Australian accent, Southern accent, Scottish accent.
I think I'm just being racist.
What the hell is up with this guy in the background? This is going to be one of the awful reoccurring trends we'll see in this movie. Recycled animation. Oh my god, it's Carlos from the Magic School Bus! The King Kong and Magic School Bus crossover we didn't need, but deserve. Okay, but in actuality, this is supposed to be Jack Driscoll. He doesn't look like a Jack Driscoll to me whatsoever. Does he look like one to you? Cause, certainly not me. He looks like he'd be in an 80s drug PSA, not King Kong. Here's another trend we get with this shit show. Awful cinematography. There are so many uncomfortable close-ups, awkward, unnecessary, and ugly shots that make SpongeBob close-ups look like the Lion King's animation. Now, I'm not asking for Stanley Kubrick cinematography, but just give me some decent shots for heaven's sake!
Oh, God, there is no fucking drummer better than Neil Peart!
We now transition to our first number in the movie, and I'm not gonna lie, I think it's the only okay song in the film.
Damn, I hate being so.
But that's just me being extremely biased because I really like jazzy numbers. Just because the song is okay doesn't mean the rest of the scene is. We move on to trend number 3, which really should have been trend number 1, but it really sticks out from here on forward. The awful, cheap, lazy, uncanny, and stiff animation. Look at the lady's eyes in the back, and then look at the ones in the front. The animation in this movie makes that one Beauty and the Beast sequels animation look god tier. Yikes, no good. The song is a character introduction to Carl Denham. Oh wait, my bad, CB Denham. Just to throw it out there, this movie is based on the novelization of the 33 film, so it explains the name changes and other things that aren't played out in the movie. But mainly, it's used because the book is public domain. And what a self-centered Cho Denham is. He deadass inserted himself in the closing number of the show to boost his ego. So apparently, this is the closing night of his latest production, and everyone's wondering what his next big project's gonna be. The press asks Denham who the new lead's gonna be, but him and his beta assistant don't have a cow's ass on who's gonna be the starring lady, cause they can't seem to find one yet. So the scene where Anne steals an apple from the street vendor is to the T, with a few minor changes obviously.
Only an apple? You think these things grow on trees?
Base joke made me inhale.
Good evening, my dear. Denham's the name. C.B. Denham. May I presume that anyone as lovely as yourself might be an actress?
She's a thief is what she is, and she's going to the hooskow!
Well, if I'm going to jail anyway, give me
Anne is pretty feisty in this movie. She does not give a fuck about anything going on around her. Anne in other adaptations just kinda takes everything in the ass, with the exception of the 76 remake where she actually hits Kong at one point.
Man, Denham's an absolute Chad.
We cut to the restaurant scene with what the hell is up with these three nosy ass punk schmucks? Like, chill out! We get our second song in the film where Denham and Roscoe try to convince Anne to join them for their production and voyage.
Oh, what a luscious life you're leading in Lotus Land.
I admit it, another hole got me finished, bro.
Throughout the number, Anne looks so unfazed by everything, as if she's been in this situation many times. Maybe they're trying to portray her as uncertain, which She is after the number, but at least can she look uncertain and not bored? She's Ann Darrow for Christ's sake, not...
Insert 2000s Kristen Stewart bland acting joke.
Ann hops on board and we meet two new original characters. Kind of.
Wow! You scared the life out of me! You scared the life out of me!
Wow, she sure looked like it. This is Rick and Chip. They serve no purpose. People who watch the film usually make them out to be obnoxious and unbearable, but I think they're whatever. They don't hurt the movie, even though the movie is hurt beyond belief. I do gotta say though, Rick sounds like Trunks from Dragon Ball Z if he smoked a pack of Newports every 2 hours.
Did you hear that, Chips? She called me a sailor.
What the hell is happening? What? Huh? His freaking camera angles are dog water! What the heck just happened?
I'll tell you how to thank me. Go to your cabin and stay there. And you, get that monkey out of my sight before I have him keel-hauled.
Do you believe the way he treated me? I didn't do anything to deserve that. Not one thing at all.
Dude, chill out, he's just doing his job. So now the voyage begins, and we get more interactions with the kid and Ann.
What do you think, Squirt? You want to be in showbiz?
This kid is cooking up something, and I don't like it.
8 hours ago, I was an apple thief, and now I'm in showbiz.
Yeah, so funny, totally not tragic or anything. We move on to the rest of the crew telling stories about Skull Island, and how the last expedition had people never return. Oh boy, I sure love all these close-ups. Alright, let's see how many nose hairs you each have. Ah yes, more recycled animation is just what I needed. So there's a storm now, and this poor kid and his pet monkey are out here getting bodied by the water. And Ann responds with,
Oh, you look terrible.
no shit, do you not see the storm outside? So Ann takes Ricky's place and goes to serve the crew's food.
Ever since we set eyes on her, there's been nothing but trouble. First the foul up at the pier, and now the typhoon. It's not her fault she's a woman. She's a jinx.
I'll show you Jinx.
We now move on to the filming scene, and then we get our third number preceding that, which Ann sings. The song is terrible, it's just Ann doing this shit for the whole song, but Ann's vocals are good.
They see me and they swim around to play.
She got that wop in the way that she uses saliva with top. She come with a mop.
It's cause she's voiced by Jodie Benson, best known for voicing Ariel in The Little Mermaid. She does good for the stuff she's given in the song, but the song literally serves no purpose to the plot. It doesn't develop the story or anything, it's just there to pad out time. Denim goes outside to tell everyone the plan, but I guess everyone hates Denim all of a sudden. Why is this barely being addressed right now? And why is it being resolved already with the reprise of the second song?
I'm about to make a truly epic film.
Yeah, man, I'm having a double whopper day, nigga. Double whopper, nigga. Do that shit. Hey, make sure you get high before you eat.
The crew finally arrives at Skull Island, and we get to see the natives. This does not look like a ceremony or a ritual. It looks like a group of kids vaping in the bathroom during school lunch. Everyone looks so uninterested too. I also love the chief here. Gives off Biggie Cheese vibes.
What are all these guns for?
What for, indeed?
These people are fierce warriors. We would have to shoot every one of them.
Filming a native tribe without permission? Shoot every single one on sight for the fuck of it if slightly threatened? I think the crew of a certain movie did that, and let's just say it didn't go too well for them. So the scene plays out just like in the original. The crew gets caught, the tribe gets defensive, the captain tries to reason with them.
Hey, Donnie. Boss fella, go long pay.
Also, how the hell does a captain know their language if he's only just found out about Skull Island not too long ago in the movie? Then again, how does he also know in the original? I think I missed something. If so, let me know in the comments down below. So one of the crew members shoots at one of the tribe members, and they get chased off the island. On the lifeboat, Driscoll gives Ann a blanket, and because of that, there's a blooming romance now?
Two strangers meet and magically.
Oh my god, there's a blooming romance. The fifth song is probably the worst of all the songs in the movie. It's a lousy duet that does not sound good. The motivation for them falling in love is awful. Not that it was good in any of the adaptations, but this one takes the cake for being the worst, just for acting like there was chemistry leading up to the song. They hardly ever talked, and the times they did, it consisted of Driscoll being mean and misogynistic towards poor Anne. It puts the romance between Jack and Rose in Titanic to shame.
Big whoop, want to fight about it?
So once again, just like in the original, Anne is on the edge of the ship, deeply in love, and gets kidnapped by the natives. The natives leave a necklace by accident, someone notices, and everyone gathers their stuff and gets ready to rescue Anne.
What do you want us to do, Captain?
Get out of the way!
Aye, sir.
I love the captain in this movie. So the natives prepare to sacrifice Anne, and once they tie her up, Kong just shows up like nothing. No dramatic build-up, no intense music, no insane imagery. Kong just shows up and does his little roar. They already messed up his reveal at the beginning of the movie, and then again during the cruise story with the same footage from the beginning. They could have somewhat redeemed themselves with a badass entrance for Kong. What the hell was that?
Hey, there's warm air blowing through this tunnel.
Remarkable, I agree, but please, some other time perhaps.
You stay after him. Keep that gorilla in sight, alright?
Shouldn't be difficult.
I just love how snarky and careless Denim is here. He does not give a shit about anything happening in the movie, just like Anne, whatsoever. So Jack splits off from the crew and goes to rescue Anne, not before obtaining some gas bombs from Carl Denham. CB Denham! Fuck! This is making me very uncomfortable. I don't like this version of Kong. The poster wasn't kidding around about Kong being a creep. Alright, before we continue, I just want to say the whole Skull Island adventure segment of the movie is so rushed that it comes off as someone speedrunning through the movie. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I present you the Saving Anne from Kong speedrun, any %. Here's how this is gonna work. I'm gonna start the timer from when the crew goes past the gate. Well, in this case, the cave, because we don't see them go through the gate. To when Anne and Jack drop into the water. I'll be using the 1933 and 2005 movies for comparison.
Will there be boobies? Boobies?
Aye?
I'm placing blocks and shit, cause I'm in the fucking Minecraft. I am placing blocks and shit. I am placing blocks and shit. I am placing blocks and shit.
I won't be showing the timer though, as I want it to be a surprise. So without further ado, let's do this shit!
This is where we hold them! This is where we fight! This is where they die!
A few moments later.
Alright, so the time is in. And let's compare, shall we? The original had a time of 16 minutes and 37 seconds. A nice time crunch for what we're given in the movie. Now the 2005 one had an outstanding time of 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 55 seconds. Not quite as short as the original, but a great adventure nonetheless. Now for Mighty Kong, from when the crew goes past the cave to when Ann and Jack fall into the waterfall, we got a breaking record of 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Everyone give it up for Mighty Kong. Fucking pathetic. I want to look back at what we just saw. So Jack encounters a Triceratops, does some weird backflip and throws napalm. Next, Kong has his fight with the T-Rex and bonks him on the head. Preceding that, we get that weird creepy waterfall scene from the '76 remake. And I'm kinda shocked that this is in it. And thank God it's short here, cause it's still as awkward as the original scene. After that, Ann and Kong go into the cave and fight a giant snake and some pterosaurs. The fucking cave explodes out of nowhere cause a volcano just so happened to erupt, and then Ann gets rescued by Jack. That's it. That's the whole journey. We don't see the crew encounter other dinosaurs. Nothing. Complete, rushed bullshit. Whatever, dude. So Kong chases the crew, the captain throws a gas bomb at him, and the ape gets knocked out. Carl comes up with the idea of taking back Kong. The captain is like, fuck this guy. And then Ann and Jack get all puppy-eyed and are like, but we can't leave him behind, that's so sad. First of all, when the fuck did they feel bad for Kong? They didn't seem so empathetic earlier. It would make sense for Ann to think Kong should be rescued, but she doesn't have that friendship with Kong in this movie, so that renders her claim as bullshit. As for Jack, why the fuck does he feel bad? Not once in the segment has he shown any emotion towards Kong. And what about the natives? Are you guys gonna let them fucking die? You could fit a huge portion of the tribe onto the ship. But no, you wanna bring a giant ass Kong onto the ship because Big Ape looks helpless. Man, fuck this movie!
Baby, I need you in my life, in my life. Please, baby, don't go switch his eyes, I swear this is real.
We finally get to the New York segment of this movie. The sixth song, which is a reprise of the first song, is seen here at Kong's show. The song isn't good, big shocker. We get some stock footage of Kong because of fucking course we do. So we cut to backstage where everyone talks about how they want to unalive themselves. And Ann expresses her worries for Kong to Denim.
This poor animal is just not meant to be in chains.
I've got my eye on 1,000 acres spread for him in South Jersey.
Oh, he can't survive in Jersey.
Based Jersey take.
Ann cries with Kong and we're supposed to feel sad, but this movie's so rushed, I'm still barely processing the Skull Island segment. Denim introduces Kong, he gets pissed, escapes, rampages, and gets into some wacky shenanigans on his search for Ann. Whoa! I don't even know what to say about this. Kong gets Ann and climbs the Empire State Building. Instead of getting shot down with airplanes, they try to physically remove him with the classic net technique used in other movies. It's worked plenty of times, I'm sure it'll work fine this time. Oh, he falls to his death? Oh, wow.
It wasn't the fall that killed Kong. It was beauty that killed the beast.
What a classic quote. Are you fucking kidding me? Kong lives? King Kong lives? Ah! You're not supposed to keep Kong alive. The whole point of the ending is supposed to be a tragedy. But no, they keep him alive because gotta keep it clean for the kiddies. If they're trying to cash in on Disney or whoever, then how the hell did they not notice that characters always die in these freaking movies? One word, Mufasa. After Kong wakes up, the movie ends. No closing number, no reprise, no nothing. This movie reminds me of that shitty animated Titanic musical cash grab with the rapping dog that I talked about earlier. The movie has the most garbage of animation, camera shots, music, and it has the shortest runtime ever, and it still had a pad out for time. The voice cast was alright for what they were given, especially Jodie Benson. King Kong, the main title character, isn't even in the movie for that long. He's only there for the important scenes. So I looked it up, and the movie was directed by a guy named Art Scott, who's known for directing the Super Friends from the 70s, a few Hanna-Barbera cartoons, and even some Disney projects. It was also animated by 2 different animation studios. The music is what shocked me a bit, cause it was made by the Sherman Brothers, who made the music to Jungle Book and Mary Poppins and a couple other well-known movies. While I'm sure these people tried, it just wasn't it. The movie is just not great, and I mean obviously it isn't. It's obscure for a reason, and it doesn't even have a streaming release or a DVD one at that. I watched it on YouTube. A lot of people will review bad, obscure, low-budget films and shows just cause they're pretty easy to pick apart and bash on. But I specifically chose this one to tear apart cause not that many Godzilla and especially Kong fans know about it, and just like Prehistoric Planet with Ben Stiller, people gotta know about this. I mean, look at this shit. It's still technically classified as kaiju media because of Kong. Eventually, later on, an actual King Kong Broadway musical was made, and it's also fucking garbage. At least in my opinion. When people think of a King Kong musical, this is usually what they think of, and not this thing. I'm just glad there isn't a Godzilla musical, or a Jurassic Park musical, or a Diary of a Wimpy Kid musical. What the fuck? Take care, Bubs.